Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Nirmon. I'm officially doing a post commentary for you guys today. We're going to be playing a little bit on Grand Bazaar, and I'll be using the tank for a majority of the gameplay. That's where a majority of my kills are going to come from. And without further ado, guys, we need to get into it so I can get you guys the information that you needed, and then we can get into the main topic. So in this game, I'll be using the Engineer class, followed by the G36C with a red dot and a flash suppressor to decrease that 50% vertical recoil. I'll be using the MP443 followed by the squad perk known as cover, because again, if you haven't seen that video, I basically cover all the perks, the benefits of each and the cons as well. And overall, I just find it to be most effective for my playstyle. I like to decrease the amount of suppression that I'm taking in to make myself more accurate at longer ranges or in just a stance of itself. And that's what I find most effective, and that just seems to work for me. I'll be using the RPG, but I don't think you guys really get to see it too much, and followed by the frag grenades and all the standard issue materials that your soldier carries on day one of when you are playing. So yeah, with that said, guys, I'll be playing obviously Rush, and I'll be using the Abrams tank on Grand Bazaar as I've stated. So with that said, guys, I'm going to jump into it. The patch has been out for some time now, so we've kind of got to dissect what's all going on and what we enjoy and dislike very much about the patch. I've heard a lot of negative comments, but there are plenty of positive things that the patch brought with it. But with all that said, a lot of the vehicles, as I stated in the patch video, have been adjusted or changed or altered in a sense that they're not as effective as they once were, which is unfortunate. But most of the vehicles I think we saw it coming, to be completely honest. The helicopter, it dominated the air. It could take out jets if it wanted to. Now, I'm not saying that a jet couldn't just ram you, because that's usually what those assholes like to do in the first place. They like to hit you so that they can feel special about themselves and completely ruin the game more than it needs to be ruined. But, man, that's just my opinion. Maybe you like to jet ram, maybe it's funny, maybe you, get a good kick out of it or something, per se. But I can say from my personal experience, I don't find it funny in any means necessary, and I find it to be a very cheap tactic. But hey, if it's a helicopter that's ruining your team's ability to function or have the full benefits of an entire squad or team-based game, I guess power to you in a sense. But that's my opinion. I don't know why I went off on a little rant about Carg Island ramming or Wake Island or something of that category, but for some reason I did. But back to the main topic. The tanks have been adjusted, and some of the things I brought with it I was very displeased about, because I thoroughly enjoyed using this, I guess you'd say, setup in a sense. And it's unfortunate that it disappeared, but you guys will be seeing in this gameplay, actually, or clip gameplay, whatever you want to say. I didn't actually join late, so I don't know if it's really a full gameplay, but you get the main gist of the story. I miss using my old attachments, and the new one I've been using here lately, it's actually very effective. I like the suppression effect it does, and it seems to get people off your back so much faster than what the other thing would do. And I know most of you guys will know what this is, but the canister shell, I thoroughly enjoyed using it. I used to be able to snipe people across the map with it. It was dirty. It was something that I wouldn't mind if they brought it back to its full glory. Now some people might say like, oh well, it's not gone, it's just been altered. Yeah, I know it's just been altered, but the difference is I didn't find it to be overpowered in any means necessary. If you're gonna say something's overpowered, they should have ruined reactive armor then. You can take, additionally, you can take 3 more RPGs if you're a smart player and you know how to use your tank to the full benefit. So I don't understand why you would adjust something on day one that was never broken. It was just really powerful. Yes, it could absolutely annihilate helicopters and infantry units, but isn't that the whole point of it? If a helicopter pilot's going to fly 5 feet off the ground and fly directly at me, would it matter if I shot him with the main shell anyway? He was still going to blow up and die. It doesn't matter if a support guy's sprinting at me for dear God to blow me up with C4. That's his personal choice to run in the middle of the street on Grand Bazaar to try to kill you. I don't think it needed to be fixed. I think it was just more or less people complaining that something was broken when it clearly was not. That's obviously in my opinion. Maybe you have a different stance on the matter, but overall I would really enjoy if they brought it back to its former glory. If you shoot one, you could shoot the next, because as it stands now, the new setup is going to be reactive armor followed by IR smoke. I think that's what it's called. and just the LMG or HMG, the heavy machine gun or the light machine gun. In this gameplay, you guys will be seeing me using the light machine gun because the heavy machine gun shoots as a slower rate of fire. It's kind of like shooting an M60, but it does more damage. So, I mean, it depends on what you want, but I want rate of fire because it has a suppression effect. And the other one has suppression as well, but, I mean, if you're shooting a heavier round, you're shooting at a lower rate of fire, so that means theoretically you're not getting as much as suppression effect, because you're not shooting at as much rounds. But enough getting into the hypothetical, breakdown of, suppression effect. I'm sure you guys all know what it is by now, I would hope. If you're new to the series, then I really feel bad for you, because first couple months were actually pretty awesome. There was no such thing as suppression, but at the same time, people were bitching about it anyway, so... And you can't really win in today's community games, I mean, no matter what the game is, there's always going to be a different stance upon the matter, which is unfortunate, but, I'm one of those people as well, so I'm not going to say, like, oh, they're so stupid or anything. I'm hypocritical just as well as anyone else, but in the same, perspective, I just find that some things shouldn't be altered as much as others. I really do miss the canister shell. I don't know why I'm all stuck on this, because I love flying the helicopter as well, and they kind of screwed that up really fast. But if any of you guys have actually experienced any of the new stuff, I'd love to know what your opinions are on the matters. Let's see what else got changed. The LAV, as I stated, I think in yesterday's video or the day before, that got changed. Its disable rate is different, but you can still, why shoot? You can still shoot your main 6 explosive rounds, and then if you're using something like the Tau guided missile or I can't even think of what, the vehicle penetrating shell. I'm sorry, I can't even think of what it is now, which is unfortunate, but it's the thing that would do more damage towards the vehicle. It gave that white screen flash effect, but it didn't have splash damage, so it was useless unless you hit an infantry unit direct on with it. But anyway, my main point I'm trying to give you guys is that you can shoot 12 rounds and destroy infantry, buildings, planes, I don't know, whatever you are shooting at for the sake of the matter. And I mean, that hasn't changed, but I mean, the vehicle disables now for the LAV a little faster, which that's interesting. I mean, I never thought it was a big deal anyway. I mean, it had speed, armor, and rate of fire, but it was still really easy to destroy. It's not like you were shooting, it was a tank's armor. But my opinion, again, the tanks got adjusted and no canister shell. You can't double Y now, which is unfortunate. You can't shoot your main shell then shoot canister, but you can shoot your shell and then shoot a heavy machine gun or a light machine gun on top. The helicopters got adjusted for the main fact of the pilot's main missiles do more damage. Then as a result, the gunners don't have flares, which was probably the worst decision they could have made altogether. I'd rather the tanks not have their double shot instead of the helicopters being useless, because man, that's pretty tough to get gameplay in that. I've been spending the last couple nights or whatever, trying to get you guys some gameplay in that perspective, and it's just, it's definitely not a fun matter. I mean, Stingers are now becoming the dominant thing that we're going to see, which kind of makes sense leading up to Armored Kill, which is going to be here releasing in about 4 hours. I think in yesterday's video, I told you guys it was coming out that night, which would be, today, but that's actually not true. So it's going to come out here in about 4 hours, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping to get as much content as I can for you guys. Stuff that you can look forward to is AC-130. I'm going to try to get a seat in that. I'm sure every 7-year-old in this entire country is going to be trying to get in that thing, or the gunship. I'm sorry, it's not it's an AC-130, but it's referred to as a gunship and a military standpoint. If you're going to redirect your comments towards that kind of ship or gunship type of aircraft. But yeah, that's something that you guys can look forward to. I'm so looking forward to Tank Superiority. It looks so much fun. I've heard all the PS3 guys are hating on it, but I don't understand why. And I guess the main reason I think I'm going to like it is because I love fucking people up with tanks, and it should be a lot of fun. One thing I know that everyone's trying to tell me to use is that guided shell thing, and that's not going to happen. No way am I going to use that thing, because everyone uses smoke anyway. It's not going to make any sense to use it. But that's my opinion, and maybe if you guys use it, you'll have to let me know if it actually works as good as people are trying to push it past the community. I just don't find a per se, tactic to it. I mean, I like to be defensive, but at the same time I can be an aggressive player. I'll always be that guy that jumps on the flag before anyone else, but I'll always be that guy that knows how to play tactically and have an understanding of the main concepts of what the game is trying to push upon the player. And in that perspective, guys, this commentary was probably a little bit more serious than I wanted it to be, but I really wanted to emphasize on how much the canister shell and the other things that have been adjusted in this game have affected the overall, performance of the player. Now I find that, maybe certain things had to be placed into effect, but at the same time, I still think that they made a very painful decision to decrease the effectiveness of the vehicles. But let me know in the comments below, guys, if you guys thought the same, or maybe you guys have a different stance. I welcome all comments. I like to engage with you guys and have a conversation in a thorough manner. But without further ado, guys, I need to sign off, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. This is going to be Nerd Mode On, signing off. Peace, guys.